I made it. Let's talk about it real fast. AEW Dynamite review. What stood out? I guess the dance between Mercedes Moné and Tony Storm, timeless Tony Storm, at the end of Dynamite. Huge Mercedes Moné fan, so I was glad to see that she closed out Dynamite. Um, Anything else that stood out to me? Josh Alexander, him wrestling, him being a heel. He could be one of the top heels of that company if booked right. Right, YouTube? But let's do the little review real fast. AEW, they just had their big pay-per-view, so we are coming off of that. We are coming off of Adam Page that won the Owen Hart series. We are coming off of that as well. So we're coming off a lot. We did have a qualifier match. Let me edit this real fast to write the tags. It doesn't let me do it until I actually go live, so I do apologize. But Adam Page kind of feels like babyface with the press conference, but it shows the passion. But a lot of people did make fun of him. But he's coming on a high momentum. Mm, Swerve, of course, is always going to be a star in AEW currently. He is one of the stars that when you think AEW, you think about Swerve. So I'm not worried about him so much. We did see him though. Darby Allin returning soon. Is that going to be exciting for AEW? We do have Mike Speedball that can wrestle his ass off. Him and Darby. Do we want to see that one day? But let me edit this real fast. I thought AEW did well tonight. It was an okay show. Um, Again, the wrestling was good. It's good to see MJF is in good graces with the Hurt Syndicated. Hold on. MJF, AEW News, Wrestling Community. Give me 1 second. Don't know why I always have to wait. But let me continue. The women with Megan, she's still dominant. Her and Penelope, I guess they are going to be a tag team. This is the question. Should there be a women tag team championship belts? They could be the champion if the belts ever come. Okay. So I am done with that. I do want to put on some music. So let's do some music real fast. Some music to do this. Um, let's do the copyright. Okay. Sorry. I think this is like the only YouTube video that allows it, but we got the copyright music. Okay. Hey, how are you? Thank you for commenting. We are talking about AEW. I had to turn on some music for the background, but we are talking about AEW. Again, some people that stood out to me were Mercedes Moné at the end. Love her. Josh Alexander. Excited to see him and his heel tactics. I love seeing this. Ricochet, his backstage promo, I'm a huge fan. So what he had to say, he's going to come back with the team. But before I get on to the review, that's some things that stood out. Oh, okay. Money in the Bank. Are you going to go to that? Okay, you're in 2012. How are you, Anthony? Talking about AEW. Looks like we have someone that's a fan of Money in the Bank. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, today's about AEW, but I'm glad to hear if you're excited about that. How are you? We do have Swerve Strickland and Adam face to face. Again, Swerve is one of the biggest faces of AEW. them going face to face. I just told you guys how Adam Page had a lot of momentum, so he's kind of one of the top stars right now, Adam Page, after his win. But he did win the Owen Hart tournament. Now we have Swerve, one of the biggest top, I guess, faces at this point of the company. Them going face to face tonight. Of course, going to bring some viewers in if you are a little excited after that Owen Hart win. Okay. Seeing Karate Kids Legends Tuesday. Okay, who's that? Who's in that? Is that the one with Will Smith's son? Is this a continuation? Yes, WWE Money in the Bank, Rhea Ripley wins. Yeah, if we were talking about WWE real fast, yeah, she could win for the women. Yeah, she could win for the women. I wouldn't be surprised. Paige and Will Osprey. I guess he gives him a shout out. Osprey again is popular in his own right, but he's not as popular to me as a MJF or a Swerve. He's not up there yet, but he is popular. But we did see him. We had a stare down, which clearly means again, Swerve is one of the top faces with Adam Page. Them two, they already have a few, but I guess they're going to continue it. I guess this is going to be a AEW rivalry. When you think of AEW rivalries, you have to think about Adam Page and Swerve Strickland because we did see them face each other before. And yeah, we have a Rhea Ripley fan. I'm more of a Liv Morgan person, but yes, let's see, we have someone that likes Rhea Ripley here, which no judgment here. She is really popular. Jackie Chan. Oh, okay. Oh, I know Jackie Chan. He's from the original movie. Okay, so okay, and Rolf. Okay, I think I just saw Jackie Chan like on TikTok. He had a reunion with Chris Tucker, I think. But we have Marina Schaefer and John Moxley versus Gabe Kidd. These and with Gabe Kidd versus Willow, Mark, and Speedball. I was talking about Speedball earlier. Speedball and Darby wrestling, but Speedball, I've been following him since TNA. He did good in this match. Sometimes I hate these matches because it's usually just the women versus women, men versus men, or they try to keep it that way. This Moxley and Maria versus Willow, and with who else is involved in this? Willow and Mark Briscoe. I guess that's the common denominator because them two are always in the matches. Willow and Mark versus John and Maria. When are these four going to be done feuding at this point? What is this going to lead to? It is not like we have a mixed tag team championship belt. So what is this feud ever? Where is this leading to? Is the question. We shall see. We shall see. Please like this video. It does help. And sub if you have not. Please like and sub if you have not. We are talking about AEW tonight. Again, we do have a Rhea Ripley fan, and I'm more of a Liv Morgan fan. Um, we did have Claudia getting involved as usual. This is the same old with the Dark Order. Isn't that their names? I should know it because we see them on a weekly basis at this point. But Claudia getting involved, I just want to know, do they not have any other plans for him instead of him always trying to assist John Moxley? After a while, it gets a little boring, it gets a little stale. We've seen it before. Child, do we have to keep seeing you get involved? What about your career? Are you not going to focus on your own solo career, Claudia? So him getting involved is not a surprise. We move on to the next thing. Megan and Penelope, I just said earlier, are they going to be the women's tag team champions if they ever create those belts? Versus Harley and Anna Jay. This is hard hitting, meaning no disqualification. Anything can go down. Anybody can jump in and get involved. No disqualification. Anybody can get involved. Let me see what I wrote down and looked at. Again, I said Megan was dominant, so that is showcasing that she won. Penelope, I don't know what she's really gaining from this partnership, except by making Megan look really good. I don't know. It's not like Penelope really speaks on the behalf of Megan. Megan is a woman of not a lot of words, and I feel like even when she did talk, she was able to talk for herself. It wasn't like she was this monster that couldn't speak. So we did hear her speak before, I think. So I don't know what they're leading to with Megan. It seems like they don't know what belt to put on her. Don't know if they would do the TBS title and she dethrones Mercedes Monet, and that is a rivalry that continues for a little while, or if she takes the women's championship from, I was going to say Mariah May, Timeless Tony Storm. But Megan did win. She got the win for her team. Penelope, again, I don't know what she really gains from this partnership other than experience being with Megan and experience being on TV. But again, I don't know what their partnership is actually leading to. We did have didn't we have another tag team? We had the Oops versus Preston Vance, Cole Carter, and Griff Grayson. The trios championship. The only thing I like about this is Powerhouse has a title and Simone Joe has a title, so good for them. But the titles didn't go anywhere. They retained. What do I have to say about Samoan Joe? A lot of people thought he was going to do way more in AEW. He's done a fine job in AEW, but I feel like a lot of people had the expectations that he would be maybe the world heavyweight champion for months and months in and be showcased a little bit more. But right now he's in the trios division, which six people, well, three people holding the title. There's really no star of the championship if you're sharing it with two other people, but you guys are the best three people. I guess that is a bragging right, right? Um, Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher, TNT Championship. These two did well and retained on free TV. We're not getting a title change. We had Adam Cole retain. Josh Alexander versus Brody King. He did retain due to disqualification, though, because Josh Alexander did get involved, and that is what led to the next match. Was the next match was Josh Alexander versus Brody King. Um, I do remember Josh Alexander lost. I was going to say won, but he lost because I was like, oh shoot, a lot of people from TNA are going to dog him and say he should have went to NXT because he lost. But just because he lost does not mean it's the end of the world for Josh Alexander. But yeah, he did not win tonight. He had a good showing, Josh Alexander. But the person that's been there longer, Brody Key, is the one that won. Tony Storm and Mercedes Monet, they did have their little promo back and forth. I don't know if they had a lot of work in WWE for them to have chemistry in the past. I'm unsure. But them two on the mic together was funny. They did mesh well at the end before they went off air when they were dancing and trying to outdo each other. And Tony Storm, of course, outdid Mercedes Monet with her theatrics. It's just they meshed off of each other. This should be a good match. I do feel like Mercedes Monet, as a Mercedes Monet fan, she's going to win. She usually does win these high profile matches, and right now it seems like this run is different from most of her other ones. Before, when she was in WWE, she was winning to some things, but she wasn't really retaining it, which made her not really look like a great champion. Now she's winning championship golds to the point a lot of people are being annoyed with Mercedes Monet because we didn't see all of that going on when she was in WWE. But Tony Storm is also getting pushed to the moon. So I don't know if they would let Tony Storm lose either. Tony Storm is someone that is also being pushed. But Mercedes Monet usually wins these high profile matches. So this is a hard one to call. Swerve, is he going to become AEW champion again sooner than later? We do have what's his name? The girl that's the one that's married to Mention. I know his name. As soon as I see it, I'm gonna get mad. Keith Lee. Isn't that his name, Keith Lee? What? What? Something Lee? Okay, so this is a lot for me to find his name. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Why is it this hard? Not brutally. It's yes, Keith Lee. Okay, I was right, Keith Lee. We do have it that Keith Lee does want to return in the ring. Is anyone interested in that wrestling news? We still don't have Britt Baker. That's something I want to mention. What's going on with her? Where's Isaiah Cassidy? He's one of my favorites. I noticed Isaiah Cassidy is no longer shown in AEW or Private Party. What happened to Sammy Guevara? Sammy Guevara was on AEW last night while he was part of the pay per view. Well, over the weekend, he was part of the pay per view and he was on AEW last week. Was that just for the tag team gold? Him, and Josh Alexander were used for that, but then it didn't really go anywhere, and they were just filler for the next opponents. But they don't really have plans for Sammy Guevara to be on AEW television. I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on with Sammy. Red Velvet, I guess she's killing in Ring of Honor. I do watch, but why can't we have her in AEW? But who knows what's going on with Sammy, where Isaiah Cassidy is, where Red Velvet is. I'm going to keep asking because those are my favorites. Some of them in AEW. But hopefully we see Sammy Guevara soon. Out of 10 stars, I would say this was an 8 out of 10. It was good, but it wasn't the best. Wish we would have saw Ricochet Russell. He's one of my favorites as well. But other than that, it was a good show. But this is Markel's World, your AEW review. Please like this video. Please sub. I do post at least 3 times a week, but this is me, Markel's World, and my AEW review. I am back from Germany, so I'll start going live at least once a week. But thank you for the support, YouTube. Happy Wednesday, about to be Thursday. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.